Hi guys. No, this is not a fitness video. Though I can understand why you think it might be. So, gosh, I think we're going to have to call this episode When Life Happens. So just to give you a quick context for today's video. So I had planned on talking to you guys this week about family and your business. And boy, if life doesn't have a way of just handing us stuff, right? So yesterday morning, I woke up to a text that let me know there'd been an accident in California. I live on the East Coast with my dad. He's fine. Everything's going to be okay. We just have some healing to go through. But what that means is, I don't know if you guys can see, but my suitcase is open. And I will be moving to the other side of the country for the rest of the summer, which is both really cool and has made me really grateful for my business and that I can do this from anywhere, but it's also made me really sad, right? Because we all have anticipations of what summer's supposed to look like, especially with our kids. Like my kids are getting older. I was like so excited. I'm making them do, because I'm like the meanest mom ever, but I'm making them do an 80s summer part 2. I was like, go play, bye. You have cell phones too. We didn't even have those. You're going to be fine. So we've kind of done that. And I was looking forward to doing that with them and cooking, as you saw me do with my daughter before, and just sort of hanging out. And that is all gone. Now it's all gone for a good reason. And I'm incredibly privileged and lucky that I can go be with my father, while he heals and get this really special time with him. But real life happens to coaches too. And I really wanted to share this experience with you guys. So I have this belief, right? Yes, I consider myself a coach. You guys saw episode 4 of Uncut, why I'm a coach, but I also believe that I'm a teacher. And I believe that teachers tend to teach that which they need the most. So what's been happening recently in my sprints, right, which is where I work with small groups of women and they choose one goal per quarter and you sprint towards that goal, right? That's the idea of the sprints that I created, because I know what it's like to get off course and have things go bananas. And one of the things that has just continued to happen over and over every quarter is in each one of these groups, somebody's life goes haywire, right? We've had people move, we've had systems break down, we've had partnerships break up, we've had parents pass away, we've had cancer diagnoses. I mean, you guys, it's run the gamut, because that's life. Like, this is what life looks like when it's working. And I know that sounds crazy, but if it doesn't look like this, we're dead. Which I don't mean to sound morbid, but you guys, this is what life looks like when it's working. You're going to have people you love go through things. You're going to go through things. Our bodies, our physical bodies are going to go through things. And, I tell us all the time, none of us is special. Any one of us can get that call. Any one of us can find out someone we love is hurt. Any one of us can miss an opportunity and be like, oh my God, I knew it. Like, that's what we go through. And so I just wanted to be really transparent in this video and let you guys know I'm super sad. I am on the verge of tears, even as I'm doing this. And as you can see, my coping mechanism is to laugh, right? I have them too. We all do. I'm super sad. I'm not closer to my dad physically when stuff like this happens. It's really hard for me to be this far away right now, even though I'm packing and I'm doing everything I can. I'm organizing my business. My clients have been fantastic. Things have been rearranged so that my business can continue to run. And I have to say a huge thank you to my team, because I know on social media you guys haven't noticed, but nothing has been skipped, because I have an extraordinary team of people working with me. And so a huge thank you to them. But I want you to understand that, as I say, I always teach that which I need the most. I think all of us do, is these coping mechanisms that we have, and how can we move through moments like this with grace and with expansion, right? Because this is what life looks like when it's working. It's like you can make plans and then they get derailed, and that is not catastrophic. That is life. So there are some people, coaches like me, that'll say you got to plan for stuff like this to happen. When I really work with executives and they're super busy, I'll say you got to plan in a 40% interruption time, so that if you think a task is going to take you an hour, plan an hour and 25 minutes, because for 40% of that time, you're going to get interrupted. That's life. Now, life events like this and how we plan for them are a little bit tougher. So I just wanted to share with you guys what I'm doing. Obviously, I'm doing everything within my control to get there as quickly as I can while still managing life. I have kids here, right? They're 80s summer, sort of disappeared, right? I saw the plans I had for my own business, like some of the things I wanted to launch in the fall. I have a new round of sprints starting tomorrow while I'm in the middle of packing, right? So how do I prepare for that and make sure that they get the service that they deserve from me and from each other? And how can we launch this thing even as life happens, right? You're going to hear, sorry, there's laundry going on behind me right now. This is really, truly uncut. The dog is trying to get in. There's life happening around me right now. So as far as the tools I'm using personally is to allow myself to feel really sad. I've let everybody that is working with me sort of know I might be sad, but that when I show up for my clients for their one-on-ones, I am there, and they know that, and I am very proud of that, and it's not hiding and it's not shoving my emotions away. And I'm not saying every coach has to be that way. That's how I've chosen to be inside my business, is they have hired me for an engagement and they will get that engagement. My life is going to happen, so's theirs, right? And sometimes stuff's going to happen. Oh my gosh, we all are going to dance with that and be okay with that. And when I'm with them, they're getting all of me. Right? And then I set things up so that that's possible. And some of the ways I do that, like I said, I'm letting myself feel really sad, right? Like if I start to cry, I'm going to start to cry, like whatever, well, I'll get over it. And when I'm on a call, they all get texts. Hey, I'm going to be on a call for the next hour. If something urgent comes up, text me, because I can see the text come up while I'm talking. And most of the time they don't, because they know I'll be right out. And when I'm out, I'm with my family, right? And then as far as preparation, like, look, there's also tactical stuff, right? And I know a lot of times when I'm working with people, or you guys are like, what is this coaching thing? Or how do people who profess, like, this is how you keep your life in order, this is how you stay productive, what do they do when this stuff hits the fan? This is what we do. So I want you to know, in my calmer moments, like I made myself some peppermint tea last night. I got the news yesterday morning, so last night I just had a couple minutes alone and I just wrote. Like I said, I made sure that the programs that are launching had everything that they needed. They're ready to go, so those go out automatically tomorrow morning. I recorded some podcasts, so those are in the bank, ready to go. I wrote some newsletters too. And in doing that, I waited until I was capable mentally, but I also did it with focus and intention. And not to ignore what was happening. I made sure everything else was taken care of first, and it was. And when I was doing this, I was tired. And I don't teach hustle. I hate hustle. I think it's BS. Please don't hear that as I don't believe in hard work. Those are two different things. I really believe in quiet, concentrated work every single day. And so even in the midst of this storm, I worked really hard to find that. Is it going to be the best writing I've ever done? Maybe not, but maybe it will be. And here's how I work with that. Okay, so I have this idea that we should have several hours of work alone that we just do, right? We just go do that. But the other thing that I've worked really hard on throughout my career, and I work with this on my clients as well, and I want to just gift it to you guys because your life's going to happen too. And that is that in your business, as well as your life, you can do this in your life too. Right now I'm just going to talk about business, but in your business, you must know what your intention is. Why did you start your business? And not your big, I know, your big why. I know, I got that. And it is important, and I don't mean to make fun. That's not quite what I'm talking about, though. It's a little bit more subtle, and it's a little bit more connected to you than that. And I'll tell you, my intention inside my business is to spread love. My motto is that I put more money in the hands of more women. But I do that by refusing to show up as anything but a force of love. Now, that is not love like romantic love. That is not love like, oh, you're my best friend, you can do no wrong. No, not like that. Love as in 100% acceptance of you exactly the way that you are and exactly the way that you're not. And my goal always is, if you are in my presence, you are 100% accepted exactly the way that you are. That's my goal. That's my intention. And the money that we make inside of our business, that's a byproduct of that intention. So when something like this happens for me, one is acknowledging the emotions, which if you've listened to my podcast, I love emotions. We have these fine-tuned, exquisite machines called our bodies, right? And all of the evolution, all of the expansion that we have done over a millennia, and our emotions are part of that. They tell us what's going on. So we honor those. We don't shove those under the rug and pretend we're not angry, we're not hurt, we're not sad. Experience your emotions, let them run through. They go in cycles, it's not going to hurt you. If you want more on that, go check out my podcast. That's a side note. But as I go through something like this, I'm honoring the emotions. But the other thing I'm doing is make sure, is my intention met? And that's why yesterday, even though I was sad, and the amount of logistics we had to manage and what happened, the dog had to get vaccinated and a toilet broke. I mean, it was like sweepstakes yesterday, right? It was real life was happening, right? Meanwhile, I have client calls and we're doing all the other stuff. And I have an incredible support system, all those things. But at the end of the day, it came time for me to do actual work. And it wasn't work like, oh my God, I have to do this hustle. It was my intention is to spread love. My intention is to make sure that every single woman who reads this, who gets this message, who hears anything from me knows that she's 100% accepted. And so I sat down and I did that work. And is it nice that tactically that's done? Yes, it is. It absolutely is. It's going to help me travel better. It's going to help me allow you to be there for the people who need me while I go through this summer. Absolutely. But more than that is that my intention is being met. And I will tell you, if you are a business owner, you're a woman running a business, and you don't have that guiding principle, it's really hard. I'm not going to tell you you're doing it wrong. I'm not going to say you have to do it the Sarah Walton way or I don't know what, none of that crap. But I'm just going to tell you it's going to be a lot easier if you know what your intention is, because that intention pulled me into action yesterday when I was scattered, when I wasn't sure it was going to be my absolute best, but I wouldn't give up on the intention. Anyway, I hope that makes sense. So let me try to recap this because it's working pretty hard right now, and I don't exactly know what it's working on, but it's working. So just to recap is life happens to everybody, okay? And this is what life looks like, a day in the life sort of a coach who life just happened to, right? Honor your emotions when you go through harder things in life, and understand that what you go through isn't necessarily special. Okay, I don't want you hanging on to some sort of victimhood mentality. And I don't mean that like you won't feel sad. I feel sad. And I'm going to absolutely say I'm really sad. I'm a little bit nervous. I'm disappointed in some things. It's tough, right? But don't be a victim to that. You still have choices inside of hard times in life. And not like a, come on, buck up. I don't mean that. You can feel sad and work. You can feel sad and take care of other people. You can feel angry and work. You can feel angry and take care of other people. You can feel angry and take care of yourself too. Okay? So as you are looking to expand yourself and bring the best version of yourself to your business and to the world, life's going to happen. And you're going to have a choice every single time. Are you going to stay true to your intention and honor your experience as you do that? Or are you going to want to disappear and hide, which is my tendency, by the way. I don't want you to think for a second I wanted to record this video. Just being honest, right? I really want to just crawl into this here bed and go to sleep, and that just won't serve me at the moment. Which is, oh gosh, leads me to one last thing. I'm so sorry. Just one more thing. For those of you that are coaches, I know there's a big movement right now of, I just don't feel like it today. I'm going to call all my clients and cancel. Okay. I mean, I can sort of get that, sure. But what are you leading in? What are you role modeling when you do that? I'll never forget, I saw a woman on Instagram in her bed go, I just didn't feel like having my client calls today, so I called them all and canceled. And people were like, good for you. Really? Really? Is that your intention for the world? And I say that with love for you too. Is that the best of you? Are you really going to allow the don't want us to be bigger than your intention for everyone you serve? Really? I don't think that's true for you. I don't think it's true for any of us when we go through really crappy times. Doesn't mean we don't get sad. It doesn't mean we don't take a little break. I had to move people yesterday. Like that happened, and I never do that, but we have to sometimes. Life's going to happen. But is that problem bigger than you, or are you bigger than it? And not in a fighting way, but in a reality way, in a profoundly powerful, connected to you way. Are you bigger than that problem? I don't feel like it right now. Are you bigger than that? Or is it bigger than you? All right, so I just had to leave you with that today because that was something I've been meaning to get off my chest for a while. Because we all have the don't want us. Welcome to being human. You still got to get up and do your work and serve. The world needs all of us. None of us, I don't think any of us are extra. You're like, oh, there's just an extra over there. She's not really good for anything. BS. We're all here for a reason. Get up and do your job. And I say that with love, and I say it as someone who's actually doing it and honoring my feelings at the same time. You don't have to shove everything under the rug while you work hard. Okay, so there's that. I love you guys a bit. I will keep you posted as I'm traveling. The first leg of my trip, as there are some people, my dad has an awesome community in LA. I love them. They're going to be taking care of him for the first leg of my trip while I am going to different colleges with my son. So hopefully I can take you on for some with that. I hope you enjoy that. And then I'll be living in LA for the rest of the summer. It's going to be interesting. I'll keep you guys posted. I love you a bit. Thanks for listening. I hope this was super helpful. And if you're going through a hard time, even if you're not right now, I hope you come back to this when you are and you recognize we're all in this with you. We all go through hard times and we can all get through them together. I promise.